As you begin to add forms, it is important to get to know the possible data sources of the form in question. In this video, we will work with various forms, as each has a unique function and data mapping. Before you start entering information onto the form, it's a great idea to get to know the form's data sources. Let's begin by adding a certificate of liability, and we will circle back to the policy selection. First, the agency and insured information will fill in from the database. The agency information will be listed as licensed and displayed in the setup. Changes to this information must be submitted in writing and then changed within your program by an agency software representative. Agency information changes will not update to prior forms, but the information can be updated using the Pre-Fill Producer info under the Tools menu. Insured information changes can be updated using the Pre-Fill Insured info option. The next data source for the form may be the policy. Before investing any time filling the information out, you can view the form mapping by pressing the function key F7 and filling the map names. Be careful to not do this on a filled form, as it will overwrite your data. In the case of the certificate, this may be a very handy printout to note the specific coverages that fill from the policy, as the limits must match to properly fill. As you add or edit a form, you are able to pick multiple policies by holding the Control key on your keyboard. The order in which you highlight the policy is the order in which they fill to the form. If the policy information did not fill as expected, check to be sure that your limits are properly entered at the policy. When returning to a form that is already filled to satisfaction, choose the None option on the Attach Policy window so to not overwrite your past data entry. Another data source are the schedule databases. When in a form, you can see which databases will fill to the form by noting the active icons in the second bank of icons on the toolbar. On this certificate, you will see that the cert holder menu is active. If you are working on a homeowner application, the properties and additional interest icons are active. On an auto application, you will likely find the vehicles and drivers icons active. As you begin to fill in form data, first list the subject of insurance in the associated database. Then mark the item or items and pre-fill them to the form. In this way, you are able to use the same data to fill into any forms associated to that database. The next level of form filling comes from past filled forms. Click the button labeled Pre-Fill Form from Another and choose the form you wish to pre-fill from. This will copy any identically mapped data that is not already filled on your current form. Then offer to copy over the listed holders if you are working in a certificate. Once all the automation options are exhausted, manually fill in any missing details. In the next term, you repeat the process of adding a new form so that the old form is retained for your records. This newly added form will be the latest version and then filled from the policy, schedules, and the past form to minimize data entry changes. Many agencies who are unaware of the pre-fill form from another option will overutilize the duplicate form option, and therefore continue term after term working on old version forms. The duplicate option is a utility designed to copy a filled form from one client to another in the fashion of a boilerplate. If you are working within a single client, it is a better practice to add a new form and use the pre-filled form from another option from within the blank form.